Well, I got thrown into the elite category pretty early on because I only took triathlons up when I was 20 and I was almost 21. So back then it was like I had a few months left in the junior category and then I had to step up. And because my swim bike was so strong, they stepped me up pretty early. And I remember coming off the bike in front of Jackie Gallagher at Mooloolaba and thinking, I don't care, I'm going to run in front of her. I knew she'd, eat me up, but I'm going to run off in front of her, and from there they picked me for my first overseas camp. It was Rob Pickard and Brett Sutton. And those two guys were such a great combination to fuel some motivation in wanting to achieve in triathlon, and it all went from there. Yeah, so I did my first trip overseas, and I was under the coaching of Brett Sutton, which I loved. Being an athlete and a swimmer, I liked it hard. I liked a coach that was really going to get stuck into me if I wasn't doing what he thought I could. And we went after the swim bike. It was his idea to sort of change the way triathlon raced, and I was his little protege to do that swim bike, and we worked really hard at it. But at the same time, we still worked really hard at my run. But every race, it was right from when the gun went off, our race plan was to go off the front. And sometimes I'd get 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, sometimes I'd get a minute, but I'd always try and get a big gap and just hold them off as long as I could, which was never really, early on it wasn't very long at all. But we worked on it, and there were some other swim bikers, Nikki Hackett and Mel Mitchell, when we were quite younger, starting doing World Cups, and we sort of showed no respect. We just went out there and did what we thought we could do, and there was certainly a long-term plan of being able to hold off those girls, but while we were chipping away at that long-term plan, we still would race, going off the front and trying to get as big a gap as we could, and see how long we could hold the runners off. It was Goodwill Games in New York in '98, and that was special. I'd gone there as a wild card. It was McKillie Jones, Jackie Gallagher and Emma Carney, and I'd been pushing to get a wild card because I was overseas training and things were going pretty well. I'd led quite a few World Cups off the front but never cracked the podium. I got the wild card and I was just really G'd up. The race course suited a swim biker, and Barb Lindquist from the USA was also racing and she was another swim biker. So we teamed up and off we went from the front, and we ended up with about 3.5 minutes when we got into Centennial Park, and I held off. McKillie came in close second, I think, but that was the first big win and my big breakthrough for sure. It was, it had been a long time coming, and it was like, Jesus Christ, thank God, It had been a lot of kilometres and it had been a lot of hard work, and I just never doubted that it would come. It was just like, when? And I never looked back after that race. It gave me a newfound confidence as well. And even in training, everything picked up, everything stepped up, and I just wouldn't accept second place anymore, because I knew I could do it. So it definitely was the making of me as an athlete, yeah.